talking about the Titans here. The Titans.
Swing and a drive, left field. It's gone! It's gone! It is bedlam at the bank!
The Philadelphia Phillies are 2008 World Champions of Baseball.
Podcast right here. You already know. Go fucking subscribe. Go follow.
You are now listening to the 302 Birds Phillies postgame show with Eric, Brendan, Dalt, and Ballpark Tommy. Proudly powered by TickPick. Check out the link in the bio for $10 off your first order today. Let's take it to the show.
Rob Thompson, bro. If you're watching this, if you ever get shown this, dude, you have managerial malpractice, my guy. Because for you to put Taibum Walker on the mound tonight, knowing that you only need to win one game to get into the postseason, is ridiculous. Oh, well, Taibum Walker had 3 shutout innings against the Mets last time out of the bullpen. Oh, who gives a damn? Who cares? I don't. I sure as hell don't. I'm at a loss for words because literally there was no reason to put Walker on the mound tonight. And people are going to say, oh, well, who else would you have put? I would have pulled a bum from the streets of Philadelphia who could throw a ball at least 80 miles per hour and told him, here you go. You got a 1-day contract, buddy. Go on the mound and throw the ball. Probably would have done way better than Taibum Walker. Because my Lord, dude. I can't understand. I can't fathom. My brain cells cannot process Rob Thompson's thought process putting Taibum Walker on the damn mound. I don't get it. I don't. I don't get it, Fratty. I don't.
Yeah, and the fact of the matter is, even though that there's a possibility that this man could be pitching at CBP like I mentioned in the chat, on Tuesday night, and hopefully there's going to be people protesting with signs. I'm hoping to, if that is the case, come Tuesday. And I know we're talking about tonight, but I'm just saying there's a possibility mathematically going every 5th start, he would pitch Tuesday night on the 24th.
I swear to God, if he
of
does,
September.
I will riot.
But it would, like I said, the possibility of him pitching on 24th, they could throw him out here. But at that rate, the Phillies got to think about this. They're battling for the number 1 seed right now, and you can't throw that man out there and what's probably going to turn into an even more important game now than we thought against the Cubs, because we thought we were going to kind of pull away with the 1 seed, but apparently that's not the case now because of Taibum Walker. Now everything's tied with the tiebreaker, but the only good thing that came out of this tonight is the Brewers lost again. The Brewers lost to the D-backs, so we're still 3 games ahead of them. But the worst thing that came out of tonight, I'll say, is Taibum Walker was the worst thing that could happen tonight with the Phillies. I mean, they keep throwing out this man is not a bona fide starter. At least this season he hasn't been. But this guy's not a bona fide starter. I don't know why they changed his. He was doing good in his bullpen role recently. You take him out of the role, put the pressure on this man to start, and poof, goes to timeout. Your former team, the New York Mets, who haven't won a World Series since 1986, since the days of when They hit the ball and it went underneath Bill Buckner. And you're talking about a New York Mets franchise who hasn't been relevant in years. You let them embarrass you. You let them even put up 10 runs against you. You score 6 runs yourself, and you still lose the game to them by 4 runs. And yet, this Phillies franchise, who has who has a bunch of big names on this team, and the New York Mets, who have some of the same guys on offense, have better pitching, have a more healthy team this year, and who are still a good team, who got off to a rough start. And now the New York Mets, what's the name? The New York Mets are, meanwhile, they're hanging in there with the Diamondbacks with a playoff spot with one of the wild cards going back and forth between the second and third wild card. And I bet you, I mean, you can't feel bad for the Braves fan base, but I bet you Atlanta Braves fans hate Taibum Walker tonight too, because they're ruining their chances of having a possible shot at making the postseason. Taibum Walker's ruining the Braves' chances as well. So he's not only hurting the Phillies, he's hurting the Atlanta Braves, and he's hurting our other division rivals in the process right now. Think about it: the Phillies beat the Mets tonight. Braves would only be a game behind the Mets right now. So Atlanta Braves fans hate this guy probably just as bad as we do. So yeah, and I bring up a good point there, Shar, because the Braves fans are hurting tonight too. So, yeah.
Right. Sorry, I'm trying to fix my desk because I got crap everywhere. But yeah, dude, I don't understand why. Like, I don't understand the decision to put him on the mound. I really don't. I don't know if it's a Rob decision. I don't know if it's a Dave Dombrowski decision. I can't even speak. I don't know if it's a decision from him. I don't know if it's a decision just from front office in general. I'm sure it's a combination of those things. They don't want to bite the contract. And like looking at Taiwan's stat line, it's atrocious. If you did not start him, I'm not saying we, would have won. We might have. We would have had a better possibility. Because I mean, you look at it. Walker went 3.1 innings pitched, 6 hits, 8 runs, 8 earned runs, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts, 4 home runs, 6.91 freaking ERA, dude. Almost a 7 ERA. That's terrible. That's so bad. Everybody else in the bullpen only let up 2 runs. Only 2. So, like, I feel like if you started anyone else, I feel like we probably would have had a better chance to win this game. You would have had a better chance. I don't understand why you have not DFA'd Taibum Walker yet. I just don't. I don't get it. There's no possible reason for you to keep putting him on the mound. And I'm sure, like you said, Fratty, they're going to find some other bullshit excuse to put him on the mound coming up, unless they revert or they start to revert to a 4-man rotation to get into postseason mode. That's the only thing I could see. And, like, where is Turnbull, dude? Is he coming back this season? Is he not coming back this season? Like, I feel like his injury has just been so hush, and it's really irritating to me. It really is. I guess the only positive news that I can share pitching-wise is that Andrew Painter, there's a possibility that he might participate in the Arizona Fall League. So that's a positive just because, I mean, I want to see what he can do in the I guess the Fall League or just in general what he can do. Because if he can, get his velocity up, he can put up some decent stats. Let him start out the year next year in AAA and then call him up. Or if you really want to, call him up at the beginning of the year, make him your 5th man. I mean, I don't understand. I don't. But going off of Taiwan Walker, I guess the next thing I kind of want to bring up, and Star Wars said it here, you struck out 44 times in 3 games. You struck out 16 times in your win against the Brewers the other night, but you still won. I don't understand that. And we talked about that on the show the other night. You struck out, what was it, 15 times, something like that last night. And you struck out 12 times tonight. 12. You had so many opportunities to put up more runs tonight, and you struck out. Like, looking at the stat line, it's atrocious. It's so bad. Schwarber, 1 for 5, had 1 RBI, accounted for 2 runs himself. Turner, 1 for 5. He tied the game in the beginning, but Taiwan Walker was going to give it right back. Excuse me. Like I said, 1 for 5, 2 RBI. He accounted for 1 run himself. Harper, 1 for 3, no runs, 2 RBIs. Bohm, I don't know what his issue is. He's been terrible lately, 0 for 4. Casty, no RBI, but went 1 for 4, and he was accounted for 1 run. Stott, 1 for 3. Realmuto, 1 for 3 with 1 RBI. Or, sorry, not 1 RBI, 1 run. He accounted for 1 run. Marsh, 2 for 4, 1 RBI. He accounted for 1 run himself. He was 1 run. Cal Stevenson, I get Cal Stevenson had that really good game, like that one game. I don't think he's a starter. I really don't. I think he's more of a bench guy you pull in to pinch hit here and there. 0 for 2. Weston Wilson, he was terrible. He pinch hit. Did he hit it all? It says 0 for 0, but I could have swore he was at the plate. And then Cody Clemens, he looked terrible too. He was 0 for 1. He struck out. So, just the strikeout rates in general, the last couple games have been terrible. The offense looks terrible. I don't know if I would really say they looked all that terrible tonight. Hold on, I got sneezed, Friday, if you want to talk.
Yeah, offense didn't look that bad tonight. I seen what's the name? Trey Turner hit a home run. Brandon Marsh had an RBI. And then guys were getting hits. We got some runs in was it 7th inning, and then that was about it. So I don't know. We had a pretty good night offensively. Still lost. We would have won if that got. We would have been talking about clinching a playoff spot tonight if Tower Walker wasn't pitching. I mean, this man really. This man really steals the joy out of the city of Philadelphia. It's bad enough that last night we had to everybody on the post game had to talk about not post game. Everybody on the Wednesday night show of Dalton's had to talk about an Eagles loss from Monday night from 3 nights ago, and now we got to deal with this ball. I mean, we can't. How much more pain can we take here in Philadelphia, in the city of Philadelphia sports? I mean, think about it. We've only won 2 major sports championships in the last almost 2 decades now. For the Phillies in 08, not counting the Philadelphia Soul, the Phillies in 08, the Eagles in 2018 with Nick Foles. But before that, we didn't even win anything from until it was 83 with the Sixers. We didn't really win much of anything at all, and so it's really how much more in this frustration in the city of Philadelphia can we take? Because we've dealt with a lot of it already this week, and it's with the Eagles losing to Falcon, Ty Walker. I just don't know what's worse between the two, but I'd say Ty Walker's a lot worse just because we're late in the season now. It's just bad and frustrating what's going on with Taiwan Walker and just what's going on in general with Philadelphia sports right now. And between the Sixers Center City proposal, it's a mess right now. I'm talking about. I noticed this is a Phillies post game. I'm just going off the limb just because. It's just been a circus going on. Just in general, I'm talking about in Philadelphia sports, not just with the Phillies with Walker, just in general this week. Something about this week. I can't wait to get past this week, and And hopefully, as we head into Red October and head into deeper into the fall and winter, things will look up for everybody. So that's just my take on everything that's been going on this week between Walker and yeah, that's what I have. Because I like I said, Chart, I don't even know what to say. It just been a bad week for Philadelphia sports for the most part. Besides Zach Wheeler.
I don't know anymore. I really don't. Sorry, I'm getting over being sick, but I just I don't know what the answer is anymore. I'm gonna say this. You had all season. You had the beginning of the season when, you knew Taiwan was a bum. He was. He sucked. Um you had the trade deadline to go out and fix your issue. You could have gotten another starter, which you didn't. You had all season to figure out your fifth starter because you knew that every fifth start was going to be either a bullpen game, a loss, or a really rare, scrappy, gritty win. But now it's like, okay, you've had all season, you've seen all season that Taiwan Walker cannot be your fifth starter. Now it's a question of, well, what do you do going into the offseason? Are you going to bite the bullet and get rid of his contract? Are you going to try to trade him? Are you going to I don't know. I don't know what options there are, but I really just think they need to trade him or bite the bullet and, um get rid of his contract. And I really think, we said this before, if you trade him, the White Sox will probably take him. I can see the White Sox taking him. I don't know. I don't know. I can't see him being on the team anymore.
Yeah.
I can't stand him. I can't stand what he stands for. I know that I find it funny. I know he's going to get rocked on Twitter. He reactivated his Twitter, and y'all know what happened last time he had his Twitter. He got all kinds of messages on Twitter. Now, I'm not saying that he should receive them, but I'm also not saying that that's typical Philly fans, because we all know how Philly fans are. If you don't do your job, you don't carry your load, Philly fans are going to come for you. And I can't say that, it's not deserved in some aspects, because Taibum Walker deserves it. He does. Now, do I think he deserves death threats and hateful messages? No. But do I think he needs to hear it from fans that, he's terrible and he does not need to start again? Yes. Is there a difference between doing it in a nice, calm manner and a rude manner? Yes. Sorry, like I said, guys, I'm getting over being sick. But all I'm going to say is this. If you're going to, call out Taibum Walker, just make sure you do it in a nice, calm manner. I say nice, but don't go overboard. Just don't. Just don't.
Yeah. It's just insane. I mean, tonight couldn't even make 4 innings. Tuesday night, wow, that's just the possibility that he might come home and pitch. I just hope um it's going to end up happening. It's not going to be if he pitches Tuesday night, people are going to sell away their tickets if he pitches Tuesday night. The stadium and the stadium probably won't even be sold out anyway. It'll probably be like 30, probably 8,000. There'll be a lot of Cubs fans there, but They'll probably be like 38,000 still, but it won't be a sellout because usually during the week it's a little bit less during the week. Anyway, but it's just crazy. It's just crazy. The shame. The shame we don't have a guy like Shohei Ohtani who can pitch and hit. It's a shame we don't have him. Dodgers got him. We were just remember there was talks about getting Ohtani. I know he couldn't pitch this season, but think about it. If he was on the Phillies, you know what would end up happening? He would end up kicking Walker out of Philadelphia with being able to pitch next year. I'm just saying if we had gotten we were one of the 4 front runners for Ohtani. If we would have gotten Ohtani and him being a pitcher, we would have Wheeler. We would have. I don't know if we would be able to start in Sanchez if we got Ohtani. That's the only thing, but we would not be. I would still. It would be a greater chance that Taibum Walker would definitely be out of Philadelphia next year if we had Ohtani being able to pitch by next season. Because I know he couldn't pitch because it was something with his arm. He was only DHing this year. He wasn't even playing the outfield this year. So, yeah. That's what I really think there. But Taibum Walker, when are we going to stop using this man? I mean, for real. I mean, I'm surprised this guy's not working for Wendy's. If he needs to get out there with Kenny Pickett and work at McDonald's, work at Wendy's, whatever. Work at the buffet. I don't care anymore because this man has destroyed the joy of the city of Philadelphia. He has destroyed everything. Even destroyed our chances tonight of even having our moment of celebration of clinching a playoff spot, and we can't even clinch a playoff spot in an easy manner. I mean, you can't even have anything good here in the city of Philadelphia, but anymore. Um, yeah, and then hopefully tomorrow we can finally clinch a playoff spot. Tomorrow 3 will be a charm. We clinch the playoff spot, and then clinch the division between Saturday and Sunday, and then everything will just be good from there. Hopefully, but Taibum Walker I just hope he doesn't start. Hopefully, Kobe Aller starts Tuesday night or something. Just for anybody else but him at this point.
Right.
I don't think honestly, I see us bringing. We might bring up Tyler Phillips just to pitch one start, maybe. I don't know. I know it is late in the season. We might bring him up for one, but then again, he didn't even do that good. So I see us. I think Kobe Aller should pitch Tuesday night at this point. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, looking at so I'm going to leave it here, but looking at the probable pitchers for tomorrow, for the Phillies, it's Christopher Sanchez. For the Mets, it's David Peterson. If that sounds familiar to you, it's the same. That's because it's the same matchup as September 15th. We won that game 2-1 in a walk-off. So in that game, Christopher Sanchez went 7 innings pitched, 6 hits, only let up 1 run, 1 earned run. The earned run was off of a home run, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts, 3.24 ERA that game. David Peterson that game, he went 7.2 innings pitched, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts, 2.85 ERA that game. Looking at both of their ERAs overall, Christopher Sanchez is 10-9 on the season, 3.24 ERA on the season. David Peterson is 9-2 on the season, 2.85 ERA on the season. Looking at their last 3 appearances, for Christopher Sanchez, in his last 3 appearances, he has 1.35 earned run average. He's let up 16 hits in his last 3 appearances, 18 strikeouts in his last 3 appearances, and 2 walks in his last 3 appearances. For David Peterson, his earned run average is 3 in the last 3 appearances. Hits allowed, he's let up 18, strikeouts 19, and walks 4. So I could see this being a semi pitching duel tomorrow, but
So
we got Broad Street with us. Ryan's joining us. We kind of caught us on the end of this, but if you want to add anything, go ahead, man. The floor is yours.
I have to get this camera right. I don't know what's going on with this camera. Shit.
man.
No, so I just wrapped up my post-game show, and my storyline tonight is why, and why. Yeah, I came in tonight giving him the benefit of the doubt. I said, he pitched well against the Mets Saturday night after the disastrous Colby Allen start. He pitched well in Toronto out of the pen. I was going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say, hey, let's go. I'm behind. I got you. You know what I mean? And he proved me wrong. He got absolutely shelled tonight. And I'm over it now. Now this was the nail in the coffin. It's over now. The Taibum Walker experience is over. We've given him every opportunity, every chance. He needs to be DFA'd. It's over. I'm tired of him. This guy, when he comes out, he ruins all the vibes and swagger that this team has. They come out with swagger. They come out with confidence. There's a certain vibe that this team plays with. And when he pitches, this team does not have it. And that's a problem. The whole team just plays different when he's on the mound. It's a problem. And the whole team sees it. The management sees it. The coaches see it. It's time. It's over. The experiment's over.
All right, Rob. No, I was calling you Rob. You sound like Rob Thompson in the beginning there, getting behind Walker. No, but I agree with you, dude. Like, he's had every single chance, Tonight, I feel like tonight, I agree with you, is the nail in the coffin. It was his last chance. It was, they needed to win tonight to get into the postseason. They still, I believe, is only one game to get into the postseason. It's 4 to clinch the division. I learned today that magic numbers don't go up. They stay the same, which I think is weird, but whatever. I'm like Rob Thompson in that aspect. It confuses the hell out of me. But yeah, I agree with you. I think, again, he had every single – he's had so many chances, and I'm over it. Bite the bullet, take the money hit, do what you got to do. You have the room in terms of – I don't even know how cap space works in MLB. I don't even know if it is cap space. But I don't know. My other question for you, what do you think about this offense, Ryan? Like, 44 strikeouts through 3 games looks absolutely atrocious. What do you think about that?
Now that is another thing I touched on as well. It's a problem. The offense as a whole. Now this is the trend I'm seeing, and you saw it in the Mets series. You saw it against Milwaukee. You've seen it tonight. And I'm sure in the series before the last 2, you've seen it. The Rays, you saw it. So what I see out of this offense is they start extremely slow. Tonight they struck out 12 different times. So they struck out 12 different times. Your big 3, which is supposed to carry you, Turner, Harper, and Schwarber. Although Turner had the big 2-run jack and Harper hit the double, they're the guys that are supposed to carry you. But when it comes to this offense, they start extremely slow. They're striking out. They're swinging at bad pitches. They're lost. Then as the time goes on, they start to figure it out. They start to hit the ball. But tonight's aspect is you can't expect to win a game when you have Taibum on the mound and your offense doesn't hit. You know that he's going to give up 4, 5, 6+ runs. You know that. Your offense has to come out firing all cylinders. The reason we lost last night was Aaron Nola pitched great. He was like playoff Aaron Nola last night, but the offense went cold. I mean, entirely went cold. So the pitching staff can't keep you in the game when you're not hitting. They had opportunities tonight. They had opportunities last night. The guys aren't hitting. And when you look at playoff-wise, you have to hit. You have to hit. And they're not – the way it's looking, They're not going to hit. When playoff comes and these teams are hitting and scoring on us, and it takes like you can't go behind the 8 ball come playoff time. You cannot get behind on the scoreboard. So your pitching staff can only do so much. You have to score, and not scoring for the first 4 or 5 innings, or scoring minimal in the first 4 or 5 innings is going to cost you in the long run, and it's going to hurt you. And tonight at Burnham, although Taiwan sucked, and a lot of it's Taiwan's fault, they could have easily have stayed in this game because the bullpen was okay. The bullpen had to clean up a disastrous mess from Taiwan, and they did that. And they were okay. They were a little bit shaky here and there, but they cleaned up a disastrous mess. But you can't expect to win when your offense just is cold again.
Right. Friday, did you have something?
Yeah, I'm just tired of waiting to clinch the postseason. I mean, I don't know how many more days I could take this. I mean, I didn't know that it's such. I didn't know that it's as hard for it's how easy the last couple of days it's been for these other teams to clinch a playoff spot, but how hard how the Guardians, who don't even have, I don't even think they barely have like 80 something wins, and they clinched the playoff berth before us, and we have like 91 wins and we still didn't clinch a playoff berth. Let that sink in, because I don't know. Cleveland clinched before us. Milwaukee clinched before us. The Yankees clinched before us. All those teams that clinched before us don't even have as good of a record. And I think the Dodgers clinched it. I think.
It is
I think
because
so. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Besides the Dodgers, everybody else doesn't even have a better record than us. Brewers were a couple games behind us, but it makes no sense to me. It makes no sense how we're tied for the best record, but yet 4 or 5 teams clinched before us, which makes no sense.
Yeah, it's because the Phillies just they slump. They slump. They do. If we didn't have that major slump in July and August, we would have probably clinched by now. We would have, but
absolutely. Absolutely. And a lot of it actually has to do with the offense. Like your pitching staff has done a phenomenal job the entire year. Your starters who have gotten injured, you have guys coming up, pitching okay here and there, then absolutely falling off. And then you have to deal with Taiwan problems. So your offense has killed you this year. Now they have stretches where they're going to score 6 runs, but you have to find a happy medium of runs, and they have to find it before the playoffs come, because playoff baseball is a different animal, and they play the way they did tonight and recently with the offensive style, they're going to lose. I mean, and that's a blatant fact. Your offense scores you. The offense wins you runs. Pitching keeps you in the games. You have to score. The same thing with the Eagles. They have to score. And the Phillies, I mean, you have to score.
Yeah. Well, that's really all we have for you guys tonight. Phillies lose 10-6. We'll be back again tomorrow, same time. Saturday, though, just a heads up, we probably won't do a post-game show. I'm going to Savannah Bananas as a, viewer. Friday, I think you're working that, so we won't have a show on Saturday, but we'll be back tomorrow. We'll see what happens. Like I said earlier, it's Sanchez versus, I think I said Peterson. It's the same matchup as September 15th where we walked it off 2-1. So it'll probably be a pitching duel tomorrow unless the Phillies come out and show that they've figured out this guy that's on the mound. So that's all we have. Ryan, thank you for joining. For those of you that don't know, Ryan does his own post-game show. It's really something to watch. He gives some really good takes. It's really funny. So go drop him a follow at Broad Street Sports. It's a green logo on Instagram, YouTube. I don't think you have anything else, right?
TikTok. I post I do this. I post the same stuff as I do on Instagram, on TikTok, but then YouTube is like my longer, like videos. Like tonight, I went like 12 minutes. Yeah, just given what I think about the game. I mean, it is a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun, and then I join up with you guys. Everything's a lot of fun.
Right. So, excuse me. So make sure you drop him a follow. We would appreciate it. And yeah, we'll see you guys back here tomorrow. So don't let the Phillies loss get you down. Do what you got to do to get out of the grumpiness. But we'll see you guys back here tomorrow. Peace out.
The Vikings.
Swing and a drive, left field. It's gone! It's gone! It is Bedlam at the bank!
The Philadelphia Phillies are 2008 World Champions of baseball.